Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Modded Monster. I'm going to get started right away, as promised. I'm going to make some deep storage units and start getting ready for my portals and a quarry. So first off, let's take a look at the recipe here for the deep storage unit. It looks to be a little bit recursive here. Tesseract frame, reinforced strong box, hardened strong box, and then a strong box, or you can go straight for that. I'm going to automate as much as possible here. So let me grab some Invar and some tin. And a chest. Now, one thing I've taken to doing is with creating these patterns, I've found that if you shift click the recipe in, it can give you some stuff that you normally don't have, and it can screw up your recipes a bit. So I found that it's best just to go ahead and do this manually for the most part. Okay, so we have a hardened strong box. Encode that. Next up is, I should have probably gotten one first. Simple enough. Next level is the reinforced strong box, and I need some hardened glass for that. Okay. Next. Okay, I've already done that, hardened. So I need a reinforced. Get that. So I need 4 of those and a tesseract frame and some plastic sheets. I need to make a recipe for that. That is double refined rubber. So hopefully I have some. Make 2 of those. That's right, I think I have all my... Oh, they're not all busy yet. Okay, there's 2 there. Let's take one and refine it again. That gives that, didn't catch it in time. It gives the raw plastic. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So there and there. All this stuff away. Shouldn't have done that yet. All right. Let's see here. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to parallel. Let's put it here. Now for plastic, actually plastic sheets are always going to be the same. Yeah, it might help to actually there we go. So it's 4 raw plastic. It's 4 plastic sheets. That's just a regular crafting recipe. All right, I think everything else is automated. Tesseract frame full, that's automated. Okay, let's see if we can make 4 of these bad boys actually. And that gives me 4. All right. Now I already made a bunch of storage buses. Yeah, a bunch. So what I've done is I've also put a storage bus here on the trash can. All the crap that I'm never ever going to use is going here. Now you might notice that there's gravel here, and you may have seen gravel here. What I've done is set this storage bus with a priority of 1, okay, and set this as a priority of 10. It's a higher priority, but they use what's called polymorphic. I can't remember the exact term, but it's a polymorphic storage priority system, I think, that they said. It's if there's something already in a storage unit, that gets top priority, regardless of what any of the settings are. So that's why I'm pre-populating these with this stuff. So they'll fill up, and then all the overflow is going to go to the trash can. And remember when I said that when you break this, it resets the system? It doesn't anymore. It remembers what it's making up if you're doing some auto crafting. So that's something that was changed, and it was a nice thing for this version. Okay, so deep storage units. These things will hold up to 2 billion individual blocks of one type. So say this is going to be my... Here, let me go get some signs, actually. I'll get all this set up here. All right, let's try this again here. What I'm doing here is I'm going to make this one cobble. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is plop one in here. All right. So from here on out, cobble's going to be going in there. And just to be doubly sure, I should actually pull that out temporarily and do this. Okay. Because then this is going to put, it knows that cobble is in here now. All right, so put that there and we're good. Next is, what am I going to do here? I'll do dirt. And I'm just labeling it so that I know what I'm actually keeping a lot of. Okay, the storage bus, and put the dirt in here and in here. And I'll do the rest for netherrack, stone bricks, cobble, that type of stuff. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm all set. I've got cobble, dirt, netherrack, soul sand, stone, and stone brick. So I plan to have a lot of all of those. All right, first up is to get, this ought to be fun. This in here, I have to go down. All right. The moment of truth, if I can reach it. And there we go. Let's see what happens here. Okay, it's doing one. Oops, sugar. Yeah, it's doing one at a time because, oh my god. Yeah, let's try an empty hand here. Yeah, it's only doing one at a time just because they're basic import buses. I'm not going to waste the resources on doing any more of that. But that's the dirt. Let's come on over here and take a look. Here we go. It's all populating in there. So you got 64 as a stack here, and then it just kind of pushes things off as numbers into the rest. So I'll hook up a couple more of these. Still got to get used to that, being able to step up. Okay. So I'll get the rest of this stuff imported, and I'll come back when I'm ready to get started on the portal system. Okay, we're done with that. By the way, this pit here is for part of the nether portal, not nether, enhanced portal system. It does need power, so it's going to be pulling it off of this pipe here. And let's go ahead and get started with that. Oops, you got to do it up here, otherwise it's going to freak out. All right, enhanced portals. The first thing you need to make this entire thing work, it doesn't work without it, is the dimensional bridge stabilizer. It's a 2x3x2 multi-block. It's total of 12 blocks, and it's not cheap. And what did I figure out here? It takes a really weird, let's see, this system takes a total of 28.8 pearls. So it means there's going to be some left over in the reservoir here. Not a big deal, because I do have a dedicated machine for Ender, for Resident Ender. All right, first off, you need to build the empty stabilizers, which requires machine frames, which I already have the recipe for. Redstone reception coil, same thing, and electrum. So this is all ready to go. All I need to do is program this in like so, and I should be able to make what I need. Oops, let's get this a little more orderly. I should be able to get 12. Okay, so I calculated it out, and this step is actually going to end up taking 7.2 pearls. So I had to put in, obviously I put in 8, and I guess we're just going to have to deal with a little bit of excess in here. If necessary, eventually I'll clean it out, but it doesn't really matter, because all it ever comes into this is Ender anyways. So we'll wait for this long process, and we'll come back in a minute. Okay, while we're waiting for that, actually, I'm going to get moving on automating the rest of this. So let's, oops, again, top. Because I have this set so that it's synchronized. It just makes it a lot nicer for searching for stuff. All right, this takes, each set of portal frames is a pretty simple process, actually. Let me see here. I'm going to need a total of 14 frame blocks for this. So I'll need 4 batches. So let's automate this here just to make it easier. All right. And yeah, I'm going to get 16, but not a big deal. Hopefully I'm not out of anything. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit too. Okay, I think I can start getting, oops. I might be able to start getting the rest of this stuff here. What I'm going to need now is I need 2 portal controllers, 2 network interfaces or redstone interfaces. This is going to be important because these things draw a huge amount of power. And what you can do with this redstone interface is you can put a button on there so that it only activates it for the length of the that button tick. It's going to save a lot of power. Trust me. I'll show you how much it's obscene how much power this takes. Then the network interface. I do this because it's easier to work with the redstone interface. and it's more logical in my head. But you know, setting up two portals to be tied into the same network. My day job, I'm in IT, and I deal a lot with networks, and it makes more sense to me, because this dialing device, yeah, it saves what you put in there, but it's, you know, I don't know, trust me, this is the way to go, I think. Don't need that, don't need that, or that, or that, or that. So once these are done, in fact, they might be, yep, they're done. Okay. So like I said, I need 2 portal controllers, 2 network interfaces, 2 redstone interfaces, and then the rest are here. Bridge stabilizer. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to need location cards too. Those are really simple. Let me make those while all this is happening. I need iron. Of course, I'm out. Oh, I'm really out. Great, I got to do mining before I can make the portal. Awesome. Fortunately, I have just enough for these cards. I need paper, of which I have none. Let me go get some sugar cane. Sometimes being able to walk really fast is a disadvantage. That should be good. Okay. Sure. That looks good. And now I need something blue. Blue dye of some sort. Look at that. I just need one of those. Okay, so you do... See if I can remember this. I'm not even going to bother trying. Location cards. Okay. Wow, I actually did have some. There's that, and that is light blue dye. I need some lapis then. All right. Done there. These are absolutely necessary, and all they do is they tie your portals in with your system. You're going to use one per portal, so we're going to be set for a while on these. Now, to make the portal controllers, it's just a couple of portal frames. Whoops. I'm doing good today. With a diamond. And then to make the network interfaces, ender pearls. Really? I may have to infuse it actually. Yep, got to infuse it. So it's 125 millibuckets. And I have 200. So toss that in there, toss these in here. And then let's move on to the redstone interface. I believe that is also, yep, it's 200 millibuckets, so I'm going to need a total of 4 redstone. Quickly infuse those. Well, that takes a while. Okay, these... Yep, there we go. Okay, let's go get this laid down. Oop. And that should Okay, I remember what needs to happen. We need to make the... Oh, no, that's right. We can use the crescent wrench with this. You have to hit this with a wrench in order for things to start working. There we go. Okay, so there are several operation modes. Why is this not taking anything in? Why is this not taking anything in? It's attached. It may need to be linked up. So we've got several modes here. We've got normal, risky, unstable, and unpredictable. I don't recommend anything but normal. These modes are increasingly dangerous in the fact that they will transport you in random directions on the X, Y, and Z axis. And it doesn't matter if you're right in, if it teleports you into stone or not. You're going to get teleported randomly. So keep it on normal. Save your life. All right, let's see how these are going here. We've got these, we've got these. We need to take 2 of these. I'm going to put the rest away. What you do with these cards is you just put them in here. See how they're just blank here, and now location is set. There we go. That's all there is to it. Now, the fun begins. Let's come over here. I figure I'm going to do it. Oh boy. I'll just put it on the back wall here for now. Okay. And then I will put the controller here. The network interface here. The redstone interface here. I forgot to make a button. I like buttons because they turn themselves off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And did I miscount? I miscounted. Not only did I miscount, I forgot to start recording again. So you guys missed out on actually a few minutes of actual pretty boring stuff. So I'm going to quickly summarize what I did here. This is done. I made enough portal frames for the other side, and I actually flew off into the distance quite a ways and found a spot to set up here for my quarries. Now for a quarry, I don't think I went through that at all, and I don't know if you're even interested, but it's an expensive piece, and this is why it takes a while for people to get started on this. You're going to need a total of, you start off with 7 wood gears, okay? Then, oops, you move on to iron gears. You upgrade those to iron gears. You have to do all 7. And then you have to do 4 gold gears, and then upgrade those gold gears to diamond gears, and then a brand new diamond pickaxe. You can't take a used one and use that. That gives you your quarry. And then I got some landmarks and redstone torch. You'll see the use for that. Now, you will see that it doesn't look like there's really any special blocks in here at all. That's because the author just decided that's the way they want things to work. But one thing he did is create an item in enhanced portals called glasses. And let's look at the recipe for that. It's really simple. It's just some leather, glass, and some dye. Look like 3D glasses, but you put those on and you can suddenly see where all your special blocks are. So if you forget how things are laid out, that's the way you figure it out. Okay, what I'm going to do now is demonstrate. See, that's why I put the button on there, because it only turns it on for a second. If you were to take a lever and do that, it stays on, but Gonna quick show you here. This is a very, very, very expensive operation. 10,000 RF per second, 500 RF per tick. So this is why I put the button on these things, because they're very expensive to run. Now, before I go, actually, I need to continue being able to send power, and operations at my base need to continue to run. This is one thing I forgot to make earlier, and this is going to be required on really on both ends, ideally. And what I'm going to do is make a chunk loader. I'm going to make 2 of them because you can convert a chunk loader into 9, I think it's 9, it's either 8 or 9 spot loaders. You'll see in a sec. The chunk loader is configurable. You can make it bigger and smaller, and I'll show you the interface on there in a sec here. All it is an enchanting table. Well, it's an expensive piece, obviously, but it's an enchanting table, gold, surround that by gold, and an ender pearl. So I'll make 2 of those here in a sec. I'll be right back, and I'll show you how they operate. Okay, we've got our chunk loaders. Gonna try and find a nice central spot. I think probably because I'm gonna have farms and stuff here, and I want to be able to cover everything more efficiently. Now, a little trick here is if you hit F9, this actually, you hit it once and it just puts the red lines at the borders. If you hit it again, it actually kind of outlines the chunk that you're in. So it gives you a really good idea of where you are, where you stand, and where you can place things. So I'm going to put this right, and this looks like a good spot here. Now with these, you can configure them. You can say, you can really crank up the size. The problem is a lot of servers ban these because they're expensive overhead wise, because the server has to keep processing everything in these chunks now. Now, the easiest way to find out how much cover and how much area you're covering, you hit the show lasers, and then you get a really good idea of where things are. Like I need to extend, looks like I need to extend this out an extra chunk or 2. Now this is a radius, so let's make this 4. Let's see where I am. Yep, perfect. That should cover all my farms in the future, the rest of my base in the future. I'm going to make this a little more efficient. And I'm going to move this 1 more chunk over to here and make that 3 instead. So we got that. It's still gonna, I'll figure it out later. This is covering enough space for me now. Just to be safe, I'll do 4. Okay, turn that off, and then you can also make it a circle as well, but it's kind of, don't need that. Now, another thing you can do with these is you take it and you put it in your crafting area, and you used to be able to do this. Oh, they made it a lot more expensive. I want to do this anyways, though, because this is going to be very handy, because I just want to load the chunk right around my the other end of my portal. So let's load up the ender pearls, and you get 10 of these out of this, so it's not like it's gonna, totally break the bank. Well, it does break the bank, but it's, you get a bit more out of it. Now, you can see I've collected all the things I need. Stone transport pipe. Oops. Geez, I'm doing real good today. Stone transport pipe. Very simple, and I hit R and it resorted. Okay, it's just stone and glass. Gives you 8 of them. You need that to get stuff into the Tesseract. All right, and 1 sec, I will activate my Quarry Tesseract because I want to make sure that things are working on the other end. Okay, make sure I'm receiving items and sending energy. We're good. Here we go. Okay, we're at the other end here. Show you by the map. Look at that. Awesome. Okay, I'm just going to, first off, I'll show you what I'm talking about with this. I just want to load this one chunk. So, take that, plonk that down right there. Now from here on out, this is going to be loaded. So now when I hit this button and I come back here, it actually resets itself properly. Because otherwise, I noticed when I was going back and forth before, I would hit this and it would stay active when I went out the other side because the button wasn't loaded anymore, so it didn't deactivate properly. So now this is chunk loaded, we're good. Okay, for the quarry. First off, I want to mark this down. You only need to do three of the corners here. So let's do here, and then put a redstone torch next to it so that you can more easily find the other end. I'm going to do a big one, 64 by 64. I'm not going to mess around here. I just don't want to mess with it. And we're good to go. Turn that off. Plonk this down. There we go. Okay, now you see it's going to keep 25 chunks loaded. What it's going to do is, you don't need a chunk loader for this anymore. You used to, I think you used to have a chunk loader for the entire area way back, but that's not the case anymore. I'm just collecting up my markers here. Okay. Okay, this is just about ready to go. Now the nice thing is the redstone energy conduits automatically convert the power for you. So all I need to do here is put it down. At least you have to have it at least a space away though, otherwise it won't work properly. All right, Quarry interface, activate that, send only, receive energy and block fluids. That should do it. Okay. And I'm going to disable any redstone control. Fingers crossed. Sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't. I don't know what happens that you have to kind of give it a kickstart. That's why I brought the magmatic dynamo and a bucket of lava. Something happens that requires you to give it a kickstart, but once it starts, it actually pulls the energy through the conduit. But I don't know why, but that's the way it works occasionally. Might be a cross mod bug, not sure. Anyways, here we go. And it's working right off the bat. Good. Okay. I'm sure you guys have all seen quarries working in other videos or in your other gameplay, so I'm not going to futz with this. I'm just going to hang out and make sure that this gets started, and then go back to base and make sure that things actually start getting imported. So I'll be back when that's going. Okay, here we go. Just about to start. Now what I'm going to do is go back to base and watch for dirt, because that's the first thing that's going to be coming through, and I want to make sure that things are actually flowing properly. The last thing I want to run into is a situation where things are spitting out everywhere. There we go. Look at that. Okay, that's all going up. All happy. Let me see if I can actually, I can't get an import. So it looks like we're good. So I'm going to call it for this episode. Next, I'm going to start working on some farm stuff. Now that I'm getting the good resources in, I need to automate some farming to get some rubber, because I want to move on to the next phase here. Don't have my notes up right now. I can't remember what I'm going to be doing next, but should be in good shape for materials from here on out. No more hour after hour after hour of mining by hand. That was not fun. So I may actually even be able to step up the episode release schedule. Not entirely sure, but we'll see. So till then, later.